Breanna Stewart was named the MVP for the 2023 WNBA season. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I'll explain why. Full disclaimer, I don't want to take away anything from Breanna. She had an amazing season and was undeniably a top 3 player in the WNBA this season. I'm not attacking her. This is about the voters and then making a decision that makes no sense whatsoever. We have 2 apples and 1 orange. Stewie and Asia are the apples. AT is the orange. I would have no problem if Asia got the MVP because sometimes it can be hard to compare an apple to orange, but there's no excuse to choose the worst apple between 2 of them. What do I mean by this? Breanna and Asia have a lot in common. They are both star players on super teams. They are both leading scorers on their teams who are tenacious rebounders. Defensively, they love to block shots. But when you are picking between 2 apples, you want the one that's bigger and juicier. That's Asia Wilson. She led her team to a better record. They averaged around the same amount of points, but Asia had a higher field goal percentage. Asia won Defensive Player of the Year over Stewie. What case does Stewart have over Asia? Am I missing something? Worse record, worse field goal percentage, worse defensively? Besides Stewie averaging 2 more assists, their stats are almost completely identical. But Stewart averaged 4 more minutes than Asia. It realistically should have been a battle between Asia and Alyssa. The reason I called Alyssa an orange is because she is a point forward. Her play style is completely different from the other 2, which makes it hard to compare. She almost averaged a triple-double. She led the league in rebounding. She was 2nd in assists and 3rd in steals. She had 6 triple-doubles this season. No other player has 6 triple-doubles for their entire career. She's the only player with a 2020 triple-double. This isn't even scratching the surface of all the crazy games she's put up this season. She's done things that were literally never done before in terms of stats. I didn't even get into the fact that arguably her greatest asset is her screening. It doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but that's what makes her team so dangerous. So we have to talk about team impact. When we talk about team impact, it's not even an argument, which realistically, this is what it should be about. Because, well, I don't know. Maybe because the award is called the most valuable player. Asia and Breanna Stewart are on super teams. AT had to deal with losing star players, some to the offseason, but some to injury, like Bree Jones. She had a new coach who was just fired 2 years ago, but the Suns didn't miss a beat. They were 3rd in the WNBA standings, only behind 2 super teams. This is where the WNBA completely loses me. They gave Stephanie White Coach of the Year, so that means they are trying to tell us with a straight face that Stephanie White, who coached at Vandy for 5 seasons and was consistently one of the worst teams in the SEC, was more responsible for the Connecticut Sun's success than Alyssa Thomas. How does this make any sense? The Sun have been a great team for years, and Stephanie just got there. This is the voting breakdown. Somebody gave Asia a 4th place vote, and everyone on Twitter is going off about it. This is a distraction. They did this on purpose to distract from the other BS that's happening. Alyssa Thomas got the most 1st place votes at 23. But here's where the funny business kicks in. Stay with me. Somehow, Alyssa has 25 3rd place votes and only 12 2nd place votes. Asia has 25 2nd place votes. I don't know this for sure, but this sounds like cooking from the Stewie voters. They knew AT would be a threat for MVP, so they all put in a 3rd place vote for her. I don't know this for sure, but it seems really suspicious for someone to lead the 1st place vote and 3rd place vote at the same time. I'll put up the voting results for the NBA and the WNBA season last year. You will notice nothing weird like this happened. Like I said, I would have had no problem if it was Asia, because the argument would be she's the best player on the best team. This feels like Jokic and MVP voting all over again. Yeah, Embiid had an amazing season, but Jokic was historic. This just screams propaganda. They gave it to Stewie because her and Asia are the face of the league. They want to keep the Magic and Larry Bird dynamic going. Casuals don't really know about Alyssa Thomas. She isn't marketable and flashy. What's crazy is I don't even like AT. I think she complains about fouls way too much and tries too hard to intimidate other players. But I'm not going to be biased. She clearly deserved it. I don't know when this video will go up, but I recorded it before Game 2 of the Liberty and Suns game. I hope Alyssa busts Breanna Stewart's behind that game, but feel free to disagree. I imagine this is a hot topic, so I expect a lot of varying opinions.